What's up, everybody, and welcome to Buzzworthy TV. And of course, I'm your girl, Lady T. Y'all, I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back with the jump off. So it's the reason why I've been gone this time. Last time I didn't have no excuses. This time I'm actually moving. So I've been working really hard because I am going to be moving to a bigger space. And this is the first time where I actually had like a house. I've usually done apartments. So, it's extra money has to be spent with that. So I'm excited about the move. I'm excited about, doing a house tour for you guys and everything. So I'm excited about that. So that's why it's been a minute. I've been working, packing, and all of that good stuff. And honestly, I wasn't going to do another video until I moved and got settled into my office so I can really do the darn thing and commit, because I feel like I've been cheating my audience. I know, again, the graphics aren't the best, the editing is not great, and things of that nature. And I just feel like when I go and get settled into my office, I'll be able to do all the things, all the things. So I'm excited about that. But something really tugged at my heartstrings where I was like, you know what? I gotta get on this camera before I move, because I just need to get it out. It's been on my mind, and I just feel like if I don't speak on it, then I'm just one of these people just comment in the comment section and being complacent, instead of using my platform, whatever platform that may be, to just bring awareness to this messed up situation. Before I get into that, I'm gonna need y'all to do a few things, okay? Number one, please like the video. Number two, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And number three, drop a comment down in the comment section. Thanks so much. Okay, so I got one question for y'all. Are we really going to let Wendy Williams leave here right in front of our eyes at the hands of a guardian? Is that what's going on here? Because if it is, I find it to be utterly disgusting that we're going to allow this trailblazer, this legend, to just fall by the wayside while we as a people just be like, oh well. And at this point, that's what I think that we're doing. We're watching the madness come in the comment section when we need to do something. And I know it's like, okay, what can we do? They're the ones with all the money and the influence. Somebody should step up. And the crazy thing is, I agree with y'all. I'm like, okay, where are these other people? But people have been commenting. That's the crazy thing. Celebrities have been commenting. It's just these blogs are not posting. Heck, even Judge Mathis. Everybody wants to talk about how Judge Mathis drugged her and called her all sorts of cokeheads. He did. But he also, when he found out how sick she was, made it known that over the years they become friends, and they had a plan before she got sick to do some things together. And I remember he was supposed to come on her show and announce what they were supposed to be doing, and then he hurt his back, and then after that she started going really downhill, and it never happened. But yeah, a lot of people need to stop taking offense to what she did as a job, particularly if you were not victim up to what she was saying about you. If you're just watching on TV and she just talked about your fave, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Okay? For real. I'm gonna need you to calm the heck down. Because people be acting like she talked about their mother, brother, sister, cousin, okay? And it just drives me up a wall. Or got the nerve to bash her on a gossip blog, complain about her gossiping, when you're doing the same thing on a page that promotes the same thing that she made a career out of. Like, come on now, make it make sense. Okay, so with that all being said, I know I just went on a whole tangent, but I want to get to why I'm here today. Okay, so everybody either has watched or is going to watch the Wendy Williams documentary. And so, with that being said, we're going to talk about it, okay? Now, everybody saw the trailer at first, right? Everybody watched it. I mean, everybody, including Wendy's court opponent, a guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. She was so outraged, like everybody else, that she attempted to file a lawsuit against A&E and Lifetime Network, okay? Because she felt like this was exploitative. And I'm going to get into that later on in this video. But I'm like, nah, you not suing this company because it's not portraying Wendy in the best light. You are trying to sue this company because it's going to expose how you, as a court opponent guardian, and the people around her were doing nothing but exploiting her while she was drinking herself to death and choosing not to do anything but allowing her to drink herself to death. Okay, so let's just put that out there. Yeah, I'm fumbling with my hair. I'm just trying to get it right. Okay, so let's just get that together. Okay, let's just call a thing a thing. Okay, so she wanted to go ahead and try to sue A&E and Lifetime. The judge said, no way, we're going to let this air because it's part of her constitutional right, freedom of speech. And I was here with it because I knew that it was some things that needed to be exposed and need to be dealt with and be brought to the public, okay? And boy, was I right, okay? Because when I saw that documentary, when it finally aired, I was flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted at Wendy's behavior because first of all, I ain't gonna lie, some of that was entertaining. I was Charlemagne. Some of that was entertaining. Like, listen, she already has memes with her just holding, kissing the money. And then people already on social media talk about, I think you need to get liposuction. Or no, she didn't even say I think. She said, I wish we get liposuction. And y'all, please forgive me because I know she is in a very fragile state. This lady, we just found out, has dementia and everything. But some of this, we have to see the comedic relief in it because other than that, it's just a very sad situation that's going to make you want to cry. So you got to find the comic relief of it all. And I'm just like, okay. The fact that she's just going in on Sean and Sean's like, okay. Whatever you say, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like champagne. I'm like, girl. Okay. So, anyway, so back to what I thought about the documentary. Again, I was shocked and appalled. I was shocked by Wendy's behavior. I was shocked by the lack of care. Like, Sean was just doing whatever Wendy told her to do, including drinking with her. This girl basically admitted that after driving her around the block several times to try to get the vapes that she likes and, possibly the liquor that she likes, they decide to go home and they order champagne and, like she said, the blues that she likes. Now, I'm not going in order because, like I said, I feel like everybody's seen it or is going to see it because of the controversy that's going on. So I'm not going I'm not going scene by scene, nothing like that. I'm just talking about just little things that stood out to me. So the fact that she was like, yeah, I'm going to order champagne and get the blues that I like. And then when the producers asked her, like, what happened when we left? She was like, oh, we ate. No, I don't think we ate. We sat up and talked. And I'm like, yeah, y'all drank that champagne too. Don't leave that out. So anyway, so with that being said, I knew Sean definitely didn't have her best interest at heart. I mean, Will, I don't know if he tried just for the cameras or if he was just in over his head and was doing the best that he could. But I did respect him at least trying here and there to try to ring her in, whether it was for the cameras or not. He would take a stand either way. But my thing is, I'm giving him the side eye too, because you bringing out this bottle literally for the cameras to see. That's number one. So you're putting her on blast and you're supposed to be protecting her as a manager. And then number two, like, where'd she get the liquor from? Who is really supplying her the liquor? If anybody knew Wendy Williams or watched her show, everybody knew that she's a very smart and calculating woman. But it's certain things that she just don't do. And technology is one of them. And with her being in the throes of dementia, that's not about to change. So how did she get the liquor? People want to say, oh, you can order liquor. That's true. But she wouldn't even order her food or her Ubers. She would have her manager, her driver, or her son do that. So where did the liquor come from? Now, granted, I do see that, she was set up with a wad of cash that, again, Will put in front of the camera. So maybe she called a cab, because we saw that too, where she's called cabs and went to the stores and got what she wanted. But I don't think that's happening all the time. So again, where is she getting all the liquor that she's consuming? Okay? So I just felt like this documentary exposed a lot of things. It exposed, how bad off she was in terms of her addiction. It exposed the enablers around her. And it exposed her family's cry for help, y'all. Like, a lot of people want to ask, well, why did they do this? Why? Because they're at their wits' end. Do y'all understand that they are fighting against a guardian who's also a lawyer, and then a judge who's working with the guardian, and the judge is a Supreme Court justice? Okay, they're fighting against a crooked judicial system, and everybody wants to be like, well, why the family ain't stepping up? Why they ain't lawyering up? You don't think they have? Heck, their lawyer that was 1,000% in their corner, LaShawn Thomas, has already posted videos of Wendy doing better with her son and stating that she's been threatened if she contacts them. Literally threatened, physically and professionally. But no one's talking about that. Let's talk about how people who want to help Wendy are being threatened out here, y'all. Let's stop being complacent. For real. Let's stop it. Okay? It's time to free Wendy. So, after I watched it and saw the end all goal, which was to basically expose the guardianship and how the guardianship is broken, I was here for it. It was very hard to watch, but I was here for the message and to see what they were trying to do. I get it now. And anybody who knows Wendy knows that she wants to tell her own story. And like I said, I feel like she felt herself slipping away, y'all. I felt like she knew that this was coming. I felt like she knew that her memory was going. So she made sure that she had a movie that she was behind to tell her own narrative. A documentary that she was behind to tell her own narrative. Even this one, another documentary that she's telling her own narrative. Wendy is not going to let nobody tell her story but her. Whether dementia or not, she is not going to let nobody else tell her story. And I felt like she felt herself slipping away. And these were the last things she wanted to do while she was in her right mind. She wanted her story out. She wanted people to know that she needed help. Because it was only so much that she can do. With her fragile state, and then her family, they want to help her. They see how they failed her. The sister has already acknowledged, yes, we've done some things, but we should have did more. She was literally crying out for help, and we just sat there. She admits to that. She owns up to that. But now they're fighting against a crooked judicial system. And the only way to fight against a crooked judicial system is public outrage. Okay? So, Everybody, speaking of public outrage, was upset. They were either upset with the Guardian and the people around her, such as the publicist, Sean Zanotti, or the manager, Will Selby. Okay? They were just upset. Or they were just upset with even Sean, period, because they felt like Wendy is a legend and that she wouldn't want to be put out here like that. But again, if anybody knew Wendy, Wendy's always been an advocate of telling her own story, good, bad, or ugly, especially in the recent years. Now, yeah, back in the day, she'd be this private person and tell you that she would close the blinds and just watch TV and go home. But when that happened, when that divorce blew up in her face, she became a lot more transparent. And so we got to remember that, you guys. Now, would I think that she would want her self shown without her wig? No. So I do think, in a sense, some of this was exploitative, but I look at the bigger picture, which is if we wouldn't have saw this, people wouldn't be talking about it right now, okay? People knew that Wells Fargo still had her money and that she was under guardianship, but people did not know the neglect that she is enduring and how she is locked up, been locked up for almost a year, hasn't seen her family, can barely communicate with them. And for what I'm gathering, somebody's probably even listening to the calls when she probably calls them, okay? They can't call her. Like, what is really going on? So it was a lot of public outrage, rightfully so. And it got people talking. And I think we need to continue to talk because right after that, we start seeing pieces moving. Sean Zanotti got fired, but I think she was already fired since she took Wendy to California on that bogus ass trip. The girl don't even know what the freaking Oscars are. She want to show everybody her feet. Now I get it. Her whole thing is I should be in a wheelchair. But like she says, I stand up. I'm a survivor. But don't nobody want to always see your feet to see that you're a survivor. Just tell them your story. And that's what she should have encouraged her to do. But did she do that? No. She didn't try to quote unquote spin it in different directions so she wasn't showing her feet. Not only did she not do that, but she allowed her to drink before the meeting. Like, who does that? Okay? So everybody was outraged and was like, everybody should be gone. Who's protecting Wendy? Me included. I was outdone. Okay? And then right after that, we got the scumbucket. Mr. Kelvin Hunter himself. Okay? Mr. cannot get a job to save his freaking life. Like, I don't understand it. I do not understand nor comprehend why this man refused to get up and get a job. Is it because he know that his name is mud out here, that anybody who sees the name Kelvin Hunter will just turn the other way? Is that it? If that's the case, Kevin, I know that you can't get a job managing nobody else or nothing like that. I even heard that Tamika Scott, who signed up with your publishing company, has distanced herself from you because your reputation is just trash out here. I heard that, and if she did, I don't blame her because she has a phenomenal cookbook that ain't nobody purchasing because under your publishing company. So, anyway, with that being said, if his name is mud in the industry, which I think it is, he still could go ahead and get a freaking job at UPS, Walmart, McDonald's. They all hiring. He already done sold the house, so he should have had, a return on that investment. Yeah, he owed back taxes, and it was in foreclosure. Excuse me, y'all. It was in foreclosure, but for what he sold it for, he should have paid off all that and still had a little change for himself. That plus a 9 to 5, he should be all right. I don't understand. So he is sitting up there trying to find any type of money. He is leaving no stone unturned, okay, y'all? Like, he done tried to sue Delbar Mercury. He done tried to sue his insurance company for them to pay him off of his car that was damaged. And now he done circled back around to Wendy, talking about, I never got my severance payments. They stopped. And I'm owed that money. And if y'all can't give me that money, then y'all need to tap into that retirement fund. And I'm like, bro, did you not read the fine print? it stated that you will only get paid as long as she had, number one, the talk show, or number two, was making as much money as she was getting from the talk show. Like if she inked another deal and was getting paid as much or more, which come to find out, you tried on the back end to get her another deal. You tried to bring your son in to hear the terms and conditions so he can relay it back to his mama so that she could sign this deal. So I've been doing a little deep dive, and Kev has an interview out. I forgot. I want to say it's Choke No Joke. So go to his YouTube channel, and he talked about, with his interview with Choke No Joke, about how him and Vince, two peas in the pod, y'all. Him and Vince, well, no, I kind of like Vince, but him and Vince went to the producers of the Ellen show because Ellen was on her way out, and they need another heavy hitter that was gonna bring them the views and the ratings. Yeah, no. So they wanted to sign on Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams' contract was up. Ellen was on her way out. Perfect situation, right? Well, Kevin went in there, brought Lil Kev, and they negotiated that she would get a year off, and after that year, she would come back and do the show under that new production company. Kevin said he wanted to give her that year because they were in a divorce, give her a chance to transition. But also, that would put him in a position to get money because she was going to get more money with this other production company, and it was another talk show. So it wasn't because he was trying to look out for his ex-wife and his son to make sure that they're straight before he dip out with his family that he just created. It wasn't just hey, I know I done effed up. I know I done spent all this money financing the side chick and all that, so the least I can do is make sure you're all good and all. It was, hey, I'm trying to secure my bag on the back end too. Yeah. I'm trying to secure that bag. So I'm going to make sure she makes it the same, if not more, so I can continue my payments. But it never happened because, Lil Kev took it back to his mom. But at that time, she was loyal to Morton Ira with the Wendy Williams show. And she signed on with them again because that's who she trusted at the time. And we're going to get how she fucked up with trusting Morgan Ira in a minute. Okay? So, screw you, Kevin, because you're broke. And you don't even care about what state she's in. You just care about the money. I just think that you just so desperate because Sharina, from what I heard, is leaving you or threatening to leave you unless you get the money. So, hey, he doing everything he can, but yeah, bro, you ain't gonna get the money. You not. Because guess what? Wendy owed taxes. She was selling shit. Ain't no money for you. Okay? Everybody trying to find out where is the money because before all this happened, she was worth a good $20 to $40 million. Like, where did the money go? And we're going to get into that. So, after that came out, we got a release of Wendy owing over $500,000 for taxes, right? And I'm like, yeah, this was in 2019 and then 2021. Now, as Chronicle Speaks stated, shout out to my girl Chronicle Speaks, Wendy was going through a lot in 2019. She was dealing with the divorce, dealing with the settlement of said divorce and getting that together, okay? So, she didn't deal with it. It was a lot on her plate. 2020, she paid it. Because you see that they say she paid 2020. It's 2019, 2021. By 2021, she was spiraling again. And that's when she was in the throes of addiction and going back and forth, living with her son in Florida. So taxes weren't being dealt with because of everything that was going on with her health and her sobriety issues. See that? My thing is that you've been getting notices. And even if you directly haven't been getting notices, the accountant has been getting notices Sabrina? Why haven't you paid the taxes? You're so worried about this freaking lawsuit and how it's going to make Wendy look bad, or should I say make you look bad, that you are not even paying her taxes. Why aren't you paying her taxes? That's what I want to know. Why aren't you not paying her taxes? You're trying to sue and drain her accounts with these frivolous lawsuits and paying yourself, but you're not paying her taxes and she's going to lose her condo. Make it make sense. Okay? And then the Guardian is still pursuing the lawsuit with Lifetime and A&E Networks. And I'm like, your claims is that Wendy was incapacitated and could sign a contract and all this other things. Yes, we know that Wendy is incapacitated, okay? We know that she's dealing with a lot. Not denying that. But my thing is you as a guardian, where were you? Why were you taking care of her? Her lymphedema has progressively gotten worse. Why were you having her going to physical therapy? Her son did. When she was in Florida, she was going to physical therapy. Okay? Everybody want to talk about what little Kevin did. Oh my God, he spent $100,000 in Uber Eats. That was for them too. When she was out there. They're vegan. He doesn't cook. He just knows how to take care of his mother. He got into physical therapy. He spent every day and night with her. He dropped out of school to be with her. What we're not gonna do is diss Kevin Jr., okay? We're not gonna do that. Okay? So, with that being said, she is wanting to sue Lifetime and A&E. And I'm like, you're not paying this lady's taxes, but you want to sue about her image being portrayed on this documentary. Like, why? She's about to lose her condo. Make it make sense. Focus on that. I'm not getting it. Like, oh my God. Like, I need the guardian, the judge to be removed. Like, we as a people need to stand up because this is crazy. Okay, so let's just talk about all the comments that we've gotten in regards to this, okay? So a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people were saying that, look, kid, we spent $100,000 on Uber Eats. First of all, that was for a year. Yes, that's a lot of money. But that's for two people. It was around the time when he was taking care of his mother. So they're both vegan. They're not cheap. They spent $100,000 over that year. It's not the best decision, but at the time, you guys got to remember, she thought she was going back to work. This was supposed to be, Denmark Mercury wanted her to come back sooner, but even with Lil Kev trying to get her completely sober and trying to keep her down there a little bit longer, the goal was to get her to come back eventually. They just didn't give her enough time. So with that being said, she thought she was going back to work, so she makes $52,000 an episode. $52,000 an episode. She's worth $10 million a year. Okay? Let's just keep it real. So him spending $100,000 at this time to support both of them and to feed both of them, they thought they could make it up. It was a drop in the bucket. His party, this happened before she got really sick and he had to kind of take care of her. She had already said, if you watch the Wendy Williams show, it was his 21st birthday. She was going to go all out for him. $100,000 for somebody who gets $10 million a year is nothing. Again, it's nothing. Stop acting like they live like how we live. They don't. Okay. So, with that being said, I don't want people blaming Kevin Jr. I mean, was he a little bit irresponsible? Yeah. Because you got to think, okay, I know that my mom is going to go back to work, but what if she doesn't? We got to be a little bit more strategic with how we spend this money. I would have thought like that, but he didn't. This piece of hair. Okay, but he didn't. So, with that being said, he didn't think about that, but what he did do overall was take care of his mother. His mother was in much better health than being sent back to New York. Court ordered, my ad, back to New York, in which she's up there drinking herself to death, people exploiting her. Like, she definitely needs to be back with her family. And we as a people need to rally around them and get them the help and the support that they need to get her out of this freaking guardianship, y'all. So anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I know this was all over the place, but again, I wasn't planning on even getting on camera, but this was a lot. There's a lot going on. I just felt like we just need to band together and speak up. Until next time, y'all, peace and love.